friends, Ramadan Kareem. Today, as you can see, we're making ahiska, Hanim Sarmasi, ahiska style if I may say for myself. It's delicious. I had some help, of course, with one of my neighbors and my lovely mother. For our recipe today, we have potatoes. I did about like 12 potatoes depending on the size. And we did 6 of the onions, got some black peppers, coriander, got 2 spoons of those, and some pepper flakes with 2 spoons of salt, and some beef, depending on how much is your portion. I cut my potatoes and my onions with this lovely thing over here. As you can see the shape over here. Alright, let's get on started. I'm going to add my onions first. Then I'm going to add my beef with my salt. Get all that in there. And our coriander. This is my seasoning, by the way. It is up to you if you want it as spicy with our red pepper flakes or any salty. It's all up to you. And also our pepper. And now I'm going to go mix that in. It's up to you if you want to go in with your hands. I feel more comfortable with my hands. But you can go in with a spoon if you want. It's all up to you. And we're just going to try to mix that, incorporate that in really well. Once you incorporate it well, this is how it should look. If you want meat, go for meat. If no, just do potatoes. Alright, now we're going to go with our dough. I am adding just salt. I did 2 spoons of salt, and I did 6 bowls of the flour. Then I'm adding water, and this water is basically like not too cold or not too warm. It's a good temperature. I'm adding like say a good 6 cups of water. I'm really eyeing it, to be honest with you. I don't want it too wet, but I also don't want my dough to be too dry. And I'm gonna start kneading it. That's my mom's hand, by the way. She's like, keep kneading, keep kneading. And the other hand that's pouring the water is my neighbor. Thank you, she came to help. Lots of love, by the way, if you're watching this video, which I probably know you will. And she's just pouring in the water as I go. Just keep kneading it with the water. As you can see, my mom telling me to knead it. Oh, this is funny watching it, really. She's pouring more in water, and then I'm just going to keep on kneading until I incorporate it all well together. To be honest with you, this is a task where you might want like 2 or 3 people to help you out, because it's like a really hard task to do. You can do this meal by yourself, but it'll take some time. In total, this took me like a good hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours for cooking, because it cooks for 40 minutes itself. But if you have a big portion, you're going to have to like do portion at a time for 40 minutes each. But it's a lot of fun, but it's so easy. Alright, as you can see, the dough is perfectly well. I'm just going to go over it one more time. The fingers you're seeing that is going onto the dough is to check if it is soft. You want your dough to be soft as possible, like the softest of your earlobe. Mommy, I swear, touch it one more time. You want it soft as your earlobe, and clean your surfaces, please. Do not forget those little itty bitty surfaces as well. They're as important as the ones that you are playing with your hands. And you're just going to keep kneading until you clean all the surfaces and get every bit of dough you have. And of course, clean your hands with the dough as well. That part is also important. After we're done kneading our dough, it's time to roll the dough. But first, we are going to have to shape our dough into balls. This part might be a little difficult to explain, but as you can see through the video, you can see how we did it. Thank you to my neighbor. She's going to also teach you guys on how to do it. I was also taught myself. I was very amazed how there's so many different ways you can knead such dough into like the shape form. She gets the whole dough and tries to shape it into a long shape. And then we're going to cut that. As you can see that in a second. We're just going to keep kneading it first. Knead it well so it doesn't stick to your hand. And then we're just gonna cut really small portions. If you want big portions, it's just much more work for you as a big tip. But small portions is really easier. And then we're gonna shape the dough with our hand. I can't really explain this part because it's a little difficult, but just make sure the dough is really circular and there's no like bumps at the very bottom. You're just basically going over and under and rolling the dough. It takes a lot of practice. Let me tell you that. You don't learn this easily. After you got all the dough all shaped up, you're gonna start rolling your dough. We're gonna start rolling by like transferring the dough from corner to corner as shown on the video. Take each corner, keep rotating, and then you're gonna slowly start going through the middle now. After going through the middle, you're just gonna try to put a lot of pressure with flour, of course, on the bottom so it doesn't stick to the surface. Keep rolling the dough clockwise, counterclockwise. Keep rolling it, add more flour once in a while, and just... So our rolling pin is very thin, but like very long and thick. And we're just gonna keep rolling the dough, making it counterclockwise, getting it from the end, and trying to get the middle all correctly, lovely, as much as possible. Shown in the video, you guys can see that we're just trying to make the dough long as possible. Now I have one of these steam cookers where it's like a pan, but it's also like a whole bowl kind of thing. It's really hard to explain. We got it from his big stand. If you guys have one of these, go for it. If you do not, I really don't know how you can cook it, to be honest with you. But if you do have one of these, that's great. We're gonna oil it, and then up next to the dough, when it's longed, we're going to oil the dough all the way. Oil every surface. And then we're gonna pull on the ends of the dough so it gets a bit stretchier. Like I said, teamwork. You need at least 3 people for this to get it done faster. Now we're just gonna pull on the ends after oiling the dough. Now comes the filling with the meat and potatoes and onions and the seasoning, which is up to you guys. If you just want potatoes itself with the delicious seasoning and onions, go for it. But we thought that it's a bit more delicious with the meat, but it's all up to you guys on how you want the filling. We're gonna roll the dough, and as you can see through the video, there's an easy tip on rolling your dough. Voila! And it literally takes no time after doing that. You want to get your surfaces from the dough that is still left out and like cover it up as much as possible so it doesn't pop out. And then we're going to put it back onto this tray. Make sure the tray is oiled and circle it over. We don't want your dough too close to each other because then it's going to stick. Try spreading out the dough because if it sticks, it's going to be difficult to cut through it. As you can see, all the trays are oiled and bam! After it is steamed, you take that thing out after 40 minutes from the stove, and as this delicious beauty inside of us today, we are going to cut through this lovely thing and get prepared to eat. Cut evenly, and voila! We are going to also put some oil with onions on top. It's like a nice little aesthetic look, to be honest with you, and it's also delicious if you ask me. This is optional though. If you want any oil on the top, you can. If you do not, you do not need to. And voila! I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little difficult to understand, but this is ahiska style Hanim Sarmasi. Follow me on Instagram at Turkish_dishes_ if you have any questions. You can also subscribe, like, and comment on the video. The bio underneath will have the ingredients as well. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and Ramadan Kareem one more time, y'all. Have a lovely one. Bye!